Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer 3 video. Today's topic is none other than Seer Thanquol himself, so without further ado, let's begin. Out of the many millions beyond millions of Skaven that have ever walked upon the Warhammer world, it is perhaps Seer Thanquol who is the most famous, or infamous really. Despite his many failures far exceeding his successors, Seer Thanquol has been somewhat blessed by the Horned Rat himself. Any lesser Skaven lord would have surely died long ago, but still the Seer walks with his whiskers held high and proud. Seer Thanquol is a rather iconic character in the Warhammer Fantasy Battles universe, with a massive following of fans, many of which believe that he will be the main focus of one of the DLC packs. However, I believe that Seer Thanquol would not be a focus on a DLC pack, because that would make him have to share the spotlight with someone else, and the only characters that would properly fit with the Seer are Gotrek and Felix, who are already available. He wouldn't be a generic FLC lord either, so the only option here is giving him his own spotlight with another White Dwarf incentive. Grombrindle the White Dwarf himself and Gotrek and Felix were both White Dwarf magazine order DLC lords, which eventually became fully free after around a month, I believe. Each White Dwarf FLC pack was tied to one game respectively, with the White Dwarf himself being tied to game 1 and Gotrek and Felix being tied to game 2. So logic would dictate that we would also have a White Dwarf FLC pack for game 3, so who better than perhaps the most famous Skaven of all time? The reasoning behind this is because that Seer Thanquol is not really affiliated with any clan. Yes, he's got some minor clans that work for him, but currently we're missing a major clan, that of Clan Moulder, so it's very likely that we'll get Clan Moulder as a DLC pack, and then Seer Thanquol as an FLC pack tied to White Dwarf. Of course, I could be wrong here, but I'm just making an educated guess. These FLC packs don't come with new units, instead they're very overhauled for the character itself, and I know a lot of people might mention the Storm Fiends, but those units aren't actually tied to the Seer, they're actually a co-creation by Clan Moulder and Clan Skryre, so I think that we'll get them eventually just when they add in Clan Moulder. Now with that being said, let's look at the character itself. It's more than likely that Seer Thanquol will take on the appearance as its End Times model, which is shown on screen right now. This is because this is the most recent interpretation of what Seer Thanquol looks like by the eyes of GW, and it is more than likely that this is how most fans know him as. Now we can't talk about Thanquol without his famous bodyguard, or bodyguards, seeing as there were a number of them. Honestly, pure speculation wise, I believe you'd be able to start with Thanquol just by himself, but as you level him up, you'll be able to unlock different variants of Bone Ripper as a mount option. First as an augmented rat ogre, then as another augmented rat ogre with some weaponry, and then finally the big true End Times one which would act as a true mount. Something like this could easily represent the amount of Bone Rippers there actually have been. But let's move on and talk about possible mechanics that the Seer may have. Honestly, I think the rights would more or less stay the same, the standard ones at least, but what would be really cool is if he had a right to summon in, possibly every 30 turns or so, a Vermin Lord or the Horned Rat to use as a legendary lord. This could be rather unique for just the Seer's forces, considering the fact that, well, he is a very competent spellcaster and has been known to summon greater demons, including Bloodthirsters at certain points. In terms for a faction campaign, it could work around the whole Council of 13 giving him orders. This could take inspiration from Clan Eshen's system, but rather than working for a clan against another clan, you could get different missions from each of the Lords of Decay randomly, where maybe at one point you'll have to fight against a Skaven, or cause an invasion of Bretonnia, or anything really. It could just be anything, which pairs nicely with the random nature of the Skaven. Perhaps this could allow you to build up reputation with each of the various major clans and allow you to confederate with them. And lastly, in regards to his start position, it can generally just be anywhere. So Creative Assembly released a small ebook known as All Tunnels Lead to Skavenblight, which puts Seer Thanquol working with Clan Scurvy, one of the many clans that Seer Thanquol is known to work with. This is a minor clan generally based around port cities, so yeah, pretty much anywhere with a port they could be. Honestly, to represent Thanquol's random nature, I'd like to see him have a choice of different start positions. We've already seen that's possible in regards to Malice Darkblade, so why not with Seer Thanquol, where he could literally have maybe a few different start position choices, which could lead to interesting ways on how you actually play the campaign. Another possible interesting option would be that you wouldn't be able to play as Seer Thanquol from the very start of a new campaign. Instead, it would work very similar to how Gotrek and Felix work, where you'll have to find him. But instead of staying around with you for a certain amount of turns and then disappearing to then be found again, I think he should be a semi-permanent option. He'll fight for you as long as needed, but when he gets wounded and taken out of the game for a while, he'll disappear by his own means and you'll have to find him again. So for example, you could possibly find him next to Skavenblight at the beginning, but once you've recruited him and he's been defeated in battle, he'll disappear and spawn in a random location of the map where you'll probably get some hints every now and then, just hinting where he is. This would represent that the Grey Seer has gone to work on some different plans whilst licking his wounds. A fun little thing that could be added here to make things a little bit more interesting is every time you try to recruit him, he'll send you off on a certain amount of missions and maybe do a possible battle with him before you can recruit him properly. But what do you guys think, and how do you think Grey Seer Thanquol would be implemented into the Total War series? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and let's start a bit of a discussion, shall we? But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below, we have various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram and Discord, where you can get in contact with the Great Book team and talk to us about anything Warhammer related, Total War related, or just anything really. Also in the description section below is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Purchasing using that link also supports the channel at no extra cost to you. A big thank you to our patrons, your support means the world to us. Honestly, it's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to our patron Gibraltar LUSC for subscribing to us at our Fane level. Honestly mate, you're super cool. And a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's amazing to see the channel grow so much lately. And we're so happy to be able to talk to loads of Warhammer fans across the world. It's honestly amazing. But with that, my friends, thank you for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.